Well, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, the 7th of March, 2021. We are here at the airport. Slightly windy day. It's, 1207, gusting 15. 10 miles visibility, though. It's gorgeous. Clouds, but they're super high cirrus. In our furthering, getting back into the groove, we are going to do one of my favorite flights down to Quincy, Illinois for breakfast. Nothing special. It might be a little bit bumpy. There is an air met for moderate turbulence below 8,000 feet, but we are right on, just outside actually the edge of it. So I'm hoping that it's just some bumps down low and nothing major. About to call clearance delivery, and we'll get going. I hope everybody had a great week.
Kilo, Pop 2, Pop Angle.
Let's see here. We need 124.05. They're transmitting.
R3, Quad 2 ground, loud and clear.
Good morning, Quad City clearance delivery. Comanche 6928 Papa at the South Tees with uniform.
Comanche 6928 Papa, Quad City clearance.
Yeah, good morning, sir. VFR 4,500 to Quincy.
Comanche 6928 Papa, maintain VFR below 4,000. Departure frequency 133.27 and squawk 3240.
At or below 4, 133.27, 3240 on my squawk, 28 Papa.
Comanche 28 Papa, we're back right.
3240, 133.27, at or below 4. Okie dokie. We got the direct Quincy. That gives us an outbound desired track of 201. Wind is out of the south, so we'll be into a headwind. Okay. Back to the checklist. Program the GPS. Transponder is set. Lights are set. Directional gyro. Good. Comm radios. Power. 121.9 for ground.
Scout 4700, Quad City ground, runway 9er, taxi Mike Juliet Hotel, cross runway 13.
That one back to 121.5.
Alright, runway 9er via Mike Juliet.
Nav radios are set. Airspeed is selected and checked. BSI is set. Flaps are up. Trim is set. Landing gear indicator green. API is on normalized. I got one that's high, but it's 950 versus 850, so it's just the scale looks funky. Brakes. And we go to ground. Good morning, Quad City ground, Comanche 6928 Pop at the T's, looking for permission to taxi to the active.
Comanche 6928 Papa, Quad City ground, wind 150 at 6, gust 14. Which runway would you like?
9 at Echo is fine, sir. If you can slot that in.
Comanche 28 Papa, runway 9er at Echo, taxi via Kilo 2 Delta Echo, cross runway 5 at Kilo 2.
Kilo 2 Delta Echo, cleared across 5, 6928 Papa. Okie doke, folks. So we're going to have a little bit of a crosswind, or at least a gusty crosswind. So all that means is we have to have our crosswind correction in, which I'll do. It'll be a right to left. And we will hold pulling back on the yoke until 85-ish. The plane will let us know. But we need a few extra miles an hour for the gust factor. Not a big deal. Not like it's blowing 35 or something like that. All right. Go over here on center line. As you can see, a lot less snow than last week.
One radio check, over.
We had a great week, sunny skies, low winds, 40-degree temps. It freezes at night, is actually good for around here because, of course, it stops or slows the rivers down from coming out of their banks when it freezes at night, because that's a good 10 hours of darkness, and it slows the melt down.
Ready to check over.
And so far, we haven't had a single river come out of its banks.
Ground Striker 1.
There's I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a regional taxi.
Very great.
Like a United flight, probably going to Chicago or Dallas, one of the two. Probably Chicago, actually. So we're going to go Kilo 2. He cleared us across 523. There's a... And out onto the taxiway. There's a police car down there. He must be checking for FOD or something. And cleared across 523. Runway is clear. Short final is clear. So we'll hustle on across. On to Delta.
Ground Squad 2, holding short 5 on Kilo 1.
Squad 2 for runway 5, hold short of the midfield.
Roger, Squad 2, approved on 5, holding short midfield.
That's the police car.
We'll be ready at the end, runway 9er.
Checking the runways and checking for stuff on the runways. Jet engines don't like
Charles 4700 Quad City,
bolts
tower runway
on
9er,
on the ground.
for takeoff.
Tires don't like that either. Especially when those jets are accelerating to 140, 150 miles an hour before they rotate. Tires are under a lot of stress at that. Okay, come up here. Taxiway Papa, and we're gonna go across. That regional looks like he's taking the runway. I think I just heard him ask for that. All right, over the hump, that's runway Papa. Taxiway Papa is our alternative runway, like when they're doing work, they change it to 9 right, 27 left. All right. Brakes set. Doors and windows closed and locked. Flight controls. For being correct, that all feels good. Flight instruments. Set. Going off on runway 9. He'll give us heading 120 on takeoff. Everything else looks good. That regional jet is on the roll. I don't know if you folks can see him. You'll see him flash by. We got to wait 3 minutes because he's putting off vortexes off the wings that we don't want to get involved with. Directional gyro set mixture. We're going to leave it lean.
Squad 2, cross midfield.
1500 RPM.
Squad 2, cross midfield.
One, 2, 3.
Okay, what's 4700, contact departure, good day.
Now we go to 2.
4700, good day.
Make sure we don't creep. And we check the mag. Mag's running. About a 70 RPM drop there. Now we check the...
Squad 2, approved on Charlie, Mike, and Foxtrot.
EIS is
runway 13,
running.
hold short of the midfield.
Roger, Squad 2.
Carb heat's working.
Foxtrot, 13, holding short.
Test that again. Carb heat's working. Oil pressure. Oil temperature. Our oil temperature. 126. It's in the green. Back to idle. At idle. Back to 1,000.
Quad
Hey.
City Ground, Striker 2, radio check.
Striker 2, Quad City Ground, loud and clear, good morning.
Circuit breakers
Morning,
in.
sir. You have a great
Trim,
day.
final
Lock
check. Radios set.
Striker 1, Quad City Ground, loud
Next
and clear.
frequency is set. Transponder is on altitude. Clear. Primers in and locked. Carb heat, propellers for forward. Mixture. We'll get that on roll on. Pitot heat, we're not going to need strobes. Taxi fuel boost pump we'll get on roll on. Do the takeoff checklist. Fuel flaps trim across the hold short line. So fuel flaps trim across the hold short line. Right to left crosswind. Brakes, gear, flaps. HT want to keep below. For cruise climb. Okay, fuel flaps trim. Let us go to power. Okay.
Good morning, Quad City Tower, Comanche 6928 Papa, Echo, and 9. We're ready to go, sir.
Door.
Comanche 628 Papa, Quad City Tower, hold for runway 9, about another 20 seconds for wake turbulence.
28 Papa will hold short for the wake turbulence.
And that's the vortexes. With the wind like it is out of the south, it's going to blow that vortex north of the runway. So what I'll do is when I come up, I'll sidestep south. Just give it a little extra room.
Comanche 28 Papa, runway 9 at Echo, clear for takeoff, landing 130, caution wake turbulence, CRJ2 departed full length.
6928 Papa. Sir, can you tell me what his rotation point was?
Right about the midfield.
Roger, 28 Papa. I'll sidestep to the right if you don't mind.
Approved as requested.
28 Papa, thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Squad 2, roger.
Right to left crosswind, so let's put the crosswind correction in. Fuel, flaps, trim. And here we go. Now I got full crosswind in now, but as I come up and I start to build some speed, the air pressure over the wing, that crosswind correction becomes more effective and I'll start to remove it out. There's 70, there's 80, 85, rotate, and we're just sidestep to the right. Gear coming up, flaps are up. A little bit bumpy. Let's go ahead and get into a cruise climb. Cylinder head temperatures look good. Cinch the belt down. I already touched my head on the ceiling. All right, there's 130. 900 feet.
Comanche 28 Papa, contact departure. Good day.
28 Papa, going to departure. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Quad City departure, Comanche 6928 Papa, indicating 1,200 in a right-hand turn for 130.
Comanche 6928 Papa, departure, radar contact, altitude to your discretion, proceed on course.
6928 Papa, climbing to 4,500 direct to Quincy. 28 Papa.
Morning, Mike.
Hey, morning. Hey, Chip, I got something I'm going to email over to you with the new avionics going in. I want you looking at it.
Sounds good.
Awesome. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, 201 is our desired track. The bumps, about 1,600. Let go. Okay, let's get a little nose down trim. We're climbing to 4,500. That's 201. That's about a 196. And we'll go ahead and let George have it with simulated GPS. And of course, he's going to turn to the right to get his 0.10 right of center. Actually, you know what? Actually, that's my fault. I didn't do direct 2. So we're going to 4,500. We can bring that fuel boost pump off. Fuel pressure's holding. And we're gonna back it off at 2,500 or back it down to 2,500 RPM while we climb. There's 2,500. All right, it's 2,500 RPM. We're in a good climb. 135 miles an hour at 900 feet a minute. That'll slowly come off now because I took 60 RPM out or 70 RPM out. A little bit hazy. I'd say that's still probably, oh, I bet you that's 15, 18 miles, something like that visibility. All right, everything is looking good. Everything is sounding good. Here's 3,500. EGTs are still good, so plenty of dense air. We're making horsepower. $3,500, 1,000 to go. Ground speed's only 96 knots. There's a headwind up here. We're going to run at 75% horsepower on our way down. Air's coming up on 4,000. We're still holding 700 a minute at 132 indicated, which is where she normally kind of just settles out at about 700 feet a minute at 130 miles an hour. Cylinder head or EGTs are down a little bit, so we can lean because we're getting up into thinner air. $200 feet.
Air 143, Quebec Charlie, departure radar contact, maintain 10,000, turn left on course.
10,000, he's going somewhere. 200 to go. We are on course. So we'll get her nose down and accelerating. 50 feet to go. Start sliding the nose down. There's 4,500. All right, there we're level, 4,500 and accelerating.
Air 3 Quebec Charlie, contact Chicago Center, 118.75, bye.
Oh, you said Comanche, Quebec Charlie. And I look, Quebec Charlie's doing 250 knots across the ground. That's not a Comanche. Not unless they slap jets on it. All right. So we're indicating 155 miles an hour. We're going 75%, 4,000 feet. 24.123, so 24.1. Go. A little bit, oh, they were climbing 100 foot. A little bit more throttle. There we go. Alright, now we want 100 degrees, reach a peak, which is going to be 15-ish, 15.7-ish, 15. Alright, we'll get back down here on our... There's 4,500. Now we just get her trimmed. And it doesn't take much, because we were trimming in the climb and acceleration. All right. That's looking pretty good. And give her just a little bit more gas. We'll check our airspeed. Our checklist here. Throttle set, propeller set. Mixture looking good. Fuel boost pump is off. Engine gauges, everything looks good there. Heading indicator is set. That's right on. Autopilot is set. Okay. Alright, so let's check our speed. This nice dense air. Where's this guy? Oh, he's way above us. Okay. Alright, get out our E6B. And we're looking for airspeed. Indicated 4,500. Altimeter 30.34.
Comanche Victor's not current the quad city airport. Altimeter is 3033.
3033. Not that really, I mean, let's be realistic here. But we'll, just for accuracy's sake. Outside air temperature is 246 or 5 degrees C. Calibrated airspeed is 158. We are at 145 knots true airspeed, giving us a ground speed of 133. Actually, I might be a little bit off here. We're actually about 160 calibrated. To 148 knots, which is right on par with where we'd normally be. All right, so that's good. Okay, everything's looking good. So, folks, we are just on our way. I'll film. Oh, I wanted to give you an update. So, on further discussions this week with Avionics Place, we are actually going to do. I got the following upgrades planned. The ram horn yokes are going in. These are coming out. That's the first thing. The autopilot is going in. As I mentioned, I think last week, the transponder, I'm going to have them slip it over here into this radio rack over here, which is originally where Comanches had all their radios, which is weird because they had all the dials in the middle for both pilots, but still the pilot was the only one that had access to the radios without reaching over like that, you know. And then the GPS, I want them to mount right there on top, or not the GPS, I'm sorry, the autopilot. And then we're taking these G5s out. We're doing a 275, we're doing three 275s. The Adahars with the autopilot, the HSI, and then in this slot, I'm going to put a multifunction display. And what that's going to do is it's going to take all these numbers, put it over here along with a bunch of other things. Traffic. There's multiple pages. And maybe that's a side video I could do on what this 275 does. So then my backups are going to be primary attitude indicator. If it fails, it'll default to this one. If that fails, I got the iPad. The 275s have a built-in BFR GPS. So if my unit fails here, not because of course signal loss, but just because of a equipment failure, I will have a BFR GPS here, and then of course the iPad, and final backup is iPhone. If I lose the GPS signals, then of course we go old school with the nav radios. I got 2 nav radios, which I can slave to the autopilot, and that's kind of my emergency. If I lose GPS, because I normally fly GPS, I actually fly track, desired track, cross track air, I don't pay much attention to the needle until I'm shooting an approach, and even then it's just to help turn coordination and stuff like that.
Comanche 2 up, contact Chicago Center 135.6. Have a good breakfast.
Chicago Center 135.6. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you on the way back.
Sounds good.
Good morning, Chicago Center, Comanche 6928 Papa, level 4,500.
Number 6928 Papa, Chicago Center, Burlington, altimeter 3032.
3032, Comanche 6928 Papa.
Okay, time to switch tanks. Right on, left off. Watch that fuel pressure. Fuel pressure looks good. And 5.2. So anyway, we'll call it 5. And we're on the right tank. We are on the right tank. So as I was saying, those are all my backups. In an emergency, I plan on using the autopilot to fly an ILS because you know that you don't have track, cross track, desired track, cross track air. You do fly the needle. So I practice that for emergencies, but in reality, I would rely on George to get me down safely. And this new autopilot will also capture the glide slope. Anyway, guys, that's the plan. I will pick it up a couple minutes out from Quincy for the landing. And you know, I think I'll take one of the cameras and show you the inside of the airport. I like it. It's like it came out of 1963, and they plopped it down. I mean, it's got some modern stuff with security, but the building, the inside, everything looks like there should be go-go dancers bouncing around in there. It's kind of cool. So I'll take maybe my iPhone in and film that. I'm not real sure how the airport feels about that, but there's not usually many folks there. So. Anyway, I'll talk to you all in a bit. Bye. All right, guys, we're back. It is 9:19. It's been an uneventful flight. I sat here and I listened to
1.425.
I listened to music. Got the weather. Wind is like 8 knots out of the south. So we're gonna practice VFR, a runway 18 approach from the Jupam intersection. So we're gonna go ahead and start down. I want to go down to let's see here.
Future traffic Cessna 24783.
Jupam is 2,700 feet.
At 3,500, descending to 2,500. Inbound for a full stop on runway 22. Future traffic.
All right, so let's make our call.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa. I'm 18 miles north of the field. Going to be practicing the RNAV runway 18 approach, Quincy.
Okay, we got the weather. Let's head down. We want 20, what did I say, it was 2,700 feet. So we pull out some manifold pressure. Watch our airspeed. We don't want to get into the yellow. Go ahead and turn this music off.
Radio mute. Intercom mute.
That way I don't get some kind of weird Oh, you violated some kind of music thing in my stupid little airplane video. All right. So we're headed down to Jupum as our first point. I don't know if you folks can see this or not. But here's Jupum, and then we're going to turn left and run right down the glide slope to Zildi, right on into runway 18 landing. We're VFR though, of course, so we're listening and watching. It's just practicing to get the buttonology embedded into my head. There's 4,000 for 2,700. Past Jupum, we can go to 2,400. That's a heading of 177. It's going to be our turn inbound. We're not going to do the procedure turn because I'm not really on an IFR and I don't want to sit there and hang around in case somebody else is practicing either.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa, 14.5 miles north of the field, practicing the RNAV runway 18 approach, Quincy.
So this should, in a minute 15 seconds, it should automatically cycle to take us to Zildi and fly it. We just got to get down here to 2,700 feet. We're coming up on 3. Final approach fix is Zildi, where we'll drop the gear at 2,400 feet. And we're going to look for our glide slope and our localizer, or lateral. I think it's still called localizer, but I don't know. There's probably some technical term. And we got to watch for traffic because there could be a cub or champ or something out here with no electrical system buzzing around. So head on a swivel near the airport. All right, we're 29 seconds. We're still 2,900 feet, so we're just going to continue down. Now the airplane turned left 180, so that's taking in a wind correction. And it should automatically do this for us. Now, there, it turned, and we're turning. There's 2,700 feet. We're going to go ahead and continue down to 2,400 feet. Glide slope, localizer. So I'm going to pull level until that glide slope comes in. And we're going to slow down to our normal approach settings, 18 inches. Come level. We're bringing the prop in, which will provide some additional braking action. All right, the plane is centering up on the localizer. Looking pretty good there. We're set there. Now, I could go down to 2,400 because I am established, or I could wait for that glide slope to come in and throw the gear down just a little bit early of Zildi when we intercept the glide slope. I'm hoping with the new panel, minimums are 1115, so we're going to say that's 1,200 feet. Minimums are 1118. Okay, there's 1,400 feet, so let's pull level. And we have a minute 52 seconds until Zildi, our final approach fix. And we're inside gear speed. Let's go ahead and switch to the left tank. That was 6 gallons out of that, no, 7 gallons out of that tank. Minute 28 seconds. 7. 3. Want my plate back up. So at Zildi, we will drop our gear and we'll do our first gumps. Runway is in sight. Everything looks good. 47 seconds till Zildi. And I'm getting that off this. So I got track, desired track, cross track air. Distance to the destination, we're 6 miles north of the field, which we're going to call. And then distance to the next waypoint, we're 0.9 or 33 seconds.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa, 6 miles north of the field. Practicing the RNAV, runway 18 approach. Quincy.
20 seconds. Oh, I'm 100 feet below. See that? Low glide slope is coming in. That's what you got. You get distracted. Here comes the glide slope. Zildi in 4 seconds. There we go. Inside gear speed. Gear coming down. Now, we're looking with a ground speed of 92 knots, roughly 500 feet a minute. So we're going to try to track 500 feet a minute, which will help keep that diamond settled. George is flying the left and right. I'm flying glide slope. We're just a smidge above.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa, 4 miles north of the field. Conducting the RNAV, runway 18 approach. Quincy.
Okay, we're getting smidge below. Glide slope is just above us. So I'm going to shallow my descent a little bit. George has got the localizer done real well. Minimums are 1,200 feet. That's what I got set in here. We're at 19. And we'll probably, just for ease, let's do our gumps, gas, undercarriage, mixture. Prop coming in. Speed looks good.
Final runway 18.
We're about a half a diamond high.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa, 2.5 miles north of the field on the RNAV, runway 18. Quincy.
Altitude 100.
Quincy Regional Baldwin Field.
Automated weather observation 152.
We're just about a quarter of a diamond
Wind
below.
190. 190.
190.
Visibility 10.
There's 1,400 feet. There the bumps start. Slightly above glide slope. There's 1,400 feet. feet. 1,115 feet is the thing. We're at 1,200. We're going to go ahead and start getting slowed down. We are configured gas undercarriage mixture prop. We're right on glide slope. Just a smidge right of localized, but that's okay because it's well within. There's a bird. We got to watch him. Okay, autopilot off. There's 1,100 feet. That would be minimums. There's a whole flock of birds. There's another set of birds. Okay, so let's start getting flaps in here. There's 100. And short. Now we're looking for 80 miles an hour. Okay, gear runway is clear. Check the gear. Gear is down. There's 85. Okay, we're sinking a little much here. I'm going to come back up. There's 80. Sinking a little much. There's 80. Holding 80. A little bit of throttle and pull back on the yoke. Straighten out the crosswind. And we'll pull it out. Hold it off. Hold it off. There we go. Hey, that'll work. Helps when you got a wind right down the runway. Makes things easier. Okay, coming across runway 1331.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 pop, crossing runway 1331, Quincy.
Runway's clear.
5,000 feet remaining.
That's a lot of runway remaining. Okay. All right, folks, we're here. We arrived. Okay, departing the runway. Strobes coming off. All right. Flaps carb heat off, mixture going lean.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 pop, clearly active, Quincy.
Pitot heat I did not have on. Landing and taxi are off. Strobes are off. Flaps are up. And we are lean. Trim. Okay, let's taxi to the restaurant. So, folks, thanks for coming with. I hope you enjoyed the flight. I'm going to try to film going back into Moline and maybe make 2 videos. Hopefully there's a decent crosswind in Moline I can practice on. That would be nice. That's it. We'll talk to you all in a bit. Bye. We'll go eat.
Well, I said goodbye too early. I wanted to show you the inside of the airport, or of the field here, or the terminal here at Quincy. Let me switch this camera around. So, as you can see, it's got an unusual shape. And I'm here at Quincy Aviation, who's the FBO on the field here. And there's a plane, he's putting some fuel in it. And because it's cheaper here than it is in Moline. But let me film the inside. Give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Couldn't show you the access code to the gate, so. So here's the terminal. Like I said, it's something like out of 1963. Back when flying was special. Look, here's a portico you can pull up and drop passengers off underneath. And everything's rounded. Here, we'll walk our way in. I gotta pull out and put a mask on, of course. Although it doesn't have a freaking mask thing. I'm not wearing the thing. Or maybe it's on the other side. Please use other doors. I gotta read that sign. Here we go. So look at this. Is it not the coolest thing in the world? And of course, the security stuff is all modern, but can you imagine? Look at the ceiling and the benches. This is not the neatest thing in the world. Anyway, so the Blue Haven Cafe is where we're going to go eat. I'll talk to you all later. It's right at the top of these stairs. We'll talk to you. Bye.